Hey you guys, it's your girl Natural. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy you're here. If you're new here, please do me a favor. Hit the like, subscribe button, hit that bell so you know whenever I post a video. Support this channel, donate to my Patreon. Donate to my PayPal or Super Thanks. You can also join me on Patreon to get early access to most of the stuff that I put out. Guys, let's talk about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So, let me start this off by saying you guys saw that video that I put out about Kyle and Mauricio. I really hope that these two work it out, that they don't let the social media monster and this sort of lifestyle that we have these days, the social norm, where if you don't have your life being an Instagram filter and everything in your life just looking Instagram filterish, and then the world feeling like they have the ability or the right to come and sabotage your life, I hope that they don't play into that. You know, it's really a lot of miserable people out there that are probably, you know, saying, oh, he doesn't care for you emotionally, whatever it is, you know, like, just don't buy into it. Don't buy into it. There are so many miserable people out there in the social media spaces, because this is reality TV, that feel like they have the right to intrude in your life, but really these are a bunch of miserable people and they should not have any sway over what you do. And then you add to that extra layer of the Beverly Hills life. Now, I have lived in Santa Monica, not the same thing as Beverly Hills, but I was working in a high-powered ad agency. I was living in a really swanky part of Santa Monica, and I have lived that fake lifestyle. People that you meet and you think you really click with, and then you never ever talk to them again, and just that fake Hollywood veneer, you know, that everybody is, you scratch my back, I scratch your back. And you look around and your marriage will be in crumbles. Your life will be in crumbles. Your friendships will be in crumbles. So Kyle, girl, don't buy into it, you know. But anyway, we'll get into that a little bit more, because they really obviously saved that for the end of the show, which we know that's why. I wanted to talk about Erika Jayne. Can we talk about Erika? I don't know why I'm using my hands so much, but can we talk about Erika Girardi? Because, like, and I'm sorry, I'm a little bit sniffly. Guys, I really hope I'm not getting COVID, because I went out with a friend last weekend and I took the train into Paris, and like, it's just like nasty. Like, it's nasty. And Paris has a problem with bed bugs right now. I got home and like showered and sprayed Lysol everywhere. I think you can see the Lysol in the background. But so I will be sniffling, but I'm okay, guys. I'm piling zinc and calcium and all the stuff, so don't mother me. I'll be okay. So, I wanted to talk about Erika Girardi. For the longest, because she's from the city that I grew up in, Atlanta. And, you know, she strikes me as a good old down-home girl. She really does. But there is this part of her, this sort of cold, you know, okay, you know what? Let's just go to Reddit. Let's just go to Reddit, because whenever you need someone to verbalize, oh, my husband called me. Whenever you need someone to just verbalize it in a way that makes sense, you know, real quick, the way that you need it, you just go to Reddit. And I actually was looking for someone to validate what I was feeling. I was like, dudes, I like Erika. I really do. But something about her just seems disingenuous sometimes. It seems really cold and like calculated, but also at the same time really impulsive. Think about the way that she has snapped off on pretty much everybody. She snapped off on Crystal. Yes, she popped off on Crystal. She popped off on Sutton. She popped off on Garcelle. Even at some points, she's popped off on Kyle, even though Kyle is supposed to be her friend. She's popped off on Rinna. She's popped off on everybody, and it's one of those things where you wonder if it's all bark and no bite. So I went on Reddit, and this is what some people said. So this is, why does Erika Jayne think she's scary? So somebody says she really does think she's gangsta for some reason, when she's literally a gold digger who abandoned her son, I don't love the term gold digger, to live the rich and famous life after recent events a life she couldn't afford. She and Tom are criminals, and I'll give them that, but she wouldn't last 2 minutes in jail. I kind of understand where they're coming from, you know, like, but at the same time, she's from Atlanta. I don't know if she's from Atlanta or if she grew up in Atlanta. She's from, I think, the outskirts of Atlanta. And I think that southern twang on a white woman that almost sort of like sounds gangsta. So I don't think that. It's not that. It's just that she's so detached, and it seems like the way, even down to the way that she dresses, you know, it's like, is she doing appropriation? You know, is it just that she's trying to be a fashionista? I mean, and that's okay. It would be okay that, I'm really not verbalizing this well. It's not the aesthetic. It's not the voice. It's not the intonation of the way she says things. It's the motivation behind it. It's like, it seems like she is so defensive that it turns out to be mean. I mean, I don't know another way to say it. She just is like, you know, Kyle, for example, is someone who they will say what they mean. Kyle will say what she means. Garcelle will say what she means. But she does it in a way where it's not like an assault to your entire family. I mean, it's like, it feels like knives comes out of Erika's mouth. And maybe it's a defense mechanism. Maybe she does that to protect herself. But I feel like there's something deeper in there, you know. And honestly, you know, my advice to Kyle at the top of this video would be the same to Erika. You know, think about that woman that you were back in Atlanta. You know, ask yourself, is she still there? Ask yourself, have you changed who you are at the core of yourself? Have you let Hollywood take away those interests, those passions that you love from the very beginning? Has it taken away your humanity? Very, very simply put, you know, that Hollywood lifestyle, I am not kidding. It is cultish. It's something that you will, it's like the frog that gets boiled to death by just turning the heat up ever so slightly. You'll blink and you won't recognize yourself in the mirror. And something that really struck me, that put empathy in my heart for Erika, was when she was talking to her therapist. By the way, I'm really glad she got a therapist. Go for it. Mental fitness, guys. But something that really struck me was when she said, you know, in so many words, you know, I'm obviously paraphrasing, but she basically said, you know, I had this dream of this lifestyle, of this man, you know, this perfect marriage or whatever, and, you know, I ended up being with the most unsupporting person on the planet. I just remember that piece right there, something like the most unsupporting person on the planet. And I see parallels with what Kyle is going through, but the difference is that Mauricio is not the most unsupporting person on the planet. Even at that end of the episode where you see that little snippet where he's like, you know, Love Bean. He even just calls her Love Bean at one moment. I know he's busy and all that stuff, and she's demanding his attention, but Mauricio, he has proven over the years to be nothing but supportive. Really, he's always been so supportive of her. Even in this moment where he's like, do you want to go to Portugal or whatever? She's like, no, I can't do that. I can't, you know. I see him trying to break that barrier. I didn't see that from Tom Girardi. And, you know, the way that they say misery loves company, the way that Erika went after Dorit and PK, you know, and I also see Dorit and PK as a very, very strong, solid partnership. I don't know, like, the speculations about, I saw this in this blog, I heard this from this gossip, I don't like to buy too much into that, because when people want to fill you in on something, they will fill you in on it. From what I've seen, PK and Dorit are a very solid partnership. They strike me as two people who really support each other. Dorit really holds down the fort at home, but she also insists on being herself, having her own passions and her projects while supporting her husband. PK does the same thing for Dorit. You know, he basically seems like he would carve out his heart and give it to her. You know, so I don't know if this is a Misery Loves Company thing with, oh Lord, what's her name? Erika. But, yeah. Dorit and PK, Mauricio and Kyle, y'all watch out. Real Housewives is the divorce baby maker. Like I say all the time, do not let your marriage become a storyline for these people. Like, if you need to, like Rinna, you know, that moment where they showed that email from Rinna. I know I'm all over the place, guys, but let me know what you think, because I know all of y'all have followed Beverly Hills since time, so y'all are probably there with me. But even that email from Rinna that was like, I'm leaving the show, you know, I've had a great time, but I will be leaving the show effective immediately. I had a great 8 years. Thank you for everything. Sincerely, Rinna, you know, like, that's not, I don't think that's exactly what it said, but it was like that. It was like, out, peace out. I think that, you know, at some point, all of these women have a dilemma in front of them. It's like, do I choose this funky little paycheck? You know, and to my understanding, it's not amazing. I mean, of course, the notoriety that comes with it is probably more valuable. The notoriety, the podcast deals, the, you know, the modeling deals, the features in magazines, things like that. That's probably more valuable than the show itself. And so I get it. But y'all, just please remember your humanity. This show is not worth your doggone marriage. And I bring it up all the time. Think about what Vicki Gunvalson said, you know, with, why do I always forget her first husband's name? Her second husband, actually, I think it was. But she says one of her biggest regrets was divorcing him, and she felt like that Real Housewives franchise lifestyle was what pushed her to do it. So, it is not worth it. You know, I'm a nobody. I'm a nobody. Like, I have my little YouTube channel here, but I'm just a normal person. And even I have seen people, even people who claim to be close to you, just put out these little seeds of kind of nasty, envy, jealous, sabotagey crap, you know, to sabotage your marriage. And I'm just like, and it's from people that are close to you. You know, it's like, that's why I love this Emerson quote, y'all. I'm going to leave it with this Emerson quote. And I wanted to talk about Garcelle and Sutton as well. Let me touch on them for a second. So I love that Sutton brought on the lady who used to play in Chucky. Like, when I saw her face, I recognized her immediately, you know? And the fact that Sutton has that pool, oh, y'all, Sutton gets on my nerves. You know, if Erika is the down-home girl who you can get drunk with and, like, have fun, go to Vegas, sip out of dildo straws, Sutton is that, oh my God. Sutton is that down-home girl who is the just biggest snob. You cannot say anything around her. She is policing your every move. Like, she's probably the type of person who will get drunk on Chardonnay and have fun. It's not necessarily that you need to get drunk to have fun. You know, even just have fun going out for, you know, what do I want to say? Smoothies, or, you know, just going for a cafe, going, you know, shopping, going on a little adventure, whatever. But, like, she's the chick you go antiquing with, and she will have fun with those friends who like antiquing. Like, they will think that she is the most fun thing that hit ever. But just, I mean, I went to a school, for example, that had equestrian arts. I know I'm going there. Equestrian arts is horseback riding, if you don't know. And Sutton bought a horse. I had those people at my university who were the preacher's daughter, and they had daddy's credit card, and, you know, they just were like the snobbiest, meanest people. They police everything you say. And you also, I had friends like my friend, you know, who went to high school with me, who loves horseback riding, has done it her whole life, is probably more talented than those people, but it's because she was raised on horses. Like, her family has horses, and they really, really love it within their family, and so she's probably more skilled and talented than these people who studied it in university. And she also has a great personality. You know, it's like, I guess what I'm trying to say is Sutton has that Southern Belle thing going on, but it just I get vibes from it. I get vibes from it. The actress that was on there, I like I said, I recognized her face immediately. I will tell you her name in just a second. I had to actually pull her up because I saw her face and I didn't know her name. And so her name is Jennifer Tilly, right? Jennifer Tilly, and she was on the Chucky franchise. I remember her from the Chucky movies. It's such a 90s staple, and I honestly was a little bit surprised that Sutton had pool like that. I was kind of a little bit surprised that Sutton even, like, had... I would say that this is an A-list actress, you know, like, but she is probably one of the early 90s, early 2000s most recognizable faces, especially with cult classics, you know, like, dude, we used to have that tape on VHS, baby, 1998, like, wow, if I would have saw her face in 1998, I'd be like, whoa, she's on my VHSs, you know. So I thought that was interesting, you know, and it just, Sutton continues to just, I don't know, she confuses me because she's got this chick who played in Chucky's, which I imagine she's like really, I don't know, she's really into literary art and, like, you know, performance arts at museums, like independent performance arts and like antiquing and, like, you know, I don't know, and antique tea kettles and shit. That just seems like what Jennifer Tilly and Sutton connect over. You know, it's just like to each their own, but it's not necessarily my cup of tea. Now, saving the best for last, my girl Garcelle. Garcelle. And again, let me just reiterate, I didn't say much about Dorit, and I love Dorit. Dorit, girl, don't let them tear up your marriage. And I love Eagle Woman. I love that Dorit is the one that brings them all together for this. And I feel like they needed it. You know, they were kind of making fun of it and making light of the situation at first. But don't doubt Eastern now. Don't doubt Eastern. Just go ahead and let it go. Like, and actually, you know, honestly, Eastern, let's just say that. That's not really Eastern. I guess it's more indigenous. But don't doubt indigenous, Eastern, tribal, all of that stuff. Anything that helps you get in touch with your body, Reiki, acupuncture, meditation, energy work, none of it. Don't doubt it. And you can see that it did open something up. Garcelle, saving the best for last. I really, really loved seeing her with her sons, Jade and Jax. I think that the one with the short, dark hair is, I think he was breaking her, you know, her cojones a little bit. I think Garcelle is a great mother. From what I can see, again, we are not sitting in these people's bedrooms or whatever, but I just remember back when I was a teenager, I would sometimes sort of break my mom's, you know what, I would just sort of like, you know, and my dad too, I like, through those teenage years, even if you had perfect parents, teenagers will somehow make you feel like you're just doing the worst job on the planet. So Garcelle, girl, do not get distracted. And you know she's a good mom by seeing the way that she reacted when Erika was at that party. You know, I'm glad Erika's not mixing whatever she was mixing that night anymore. But, yeah, I thought that, you know, even the way that her son was talking, like, you know, you weren't there for like 2 weeks, so I just learned how to be a man on my own, you know. It's like, in a way, what I read from that, you know, and take it or leave it, it's not a big thing. But in a way, I saw that as him not only kind of just, you know, breaking her, you know what, but I also saw it as him trying to show her, like, I'm a big boy now, mama, you know, like, that's pretty much what I got from that. Like, I can handle it on my own, you know, like, and maybe she didn't see that at that moment, so she probably walked away feeling like, worst parent on the planet, whatever. But no, you know, like, I can tell that they just adore her. They absolutely adore her. And seeing that relationship, that bond between them, because I know she's got a big family, but I think a lot of them are in Haiti. I'm not sure. I know that her family is not as close, like her extended family. I think she's got some people there, but I know that she's pretty much there, and her sons, they've got this little, like, really a little nuclear bond going on. And so I just love seeing that. I also had to note, like, it's refreshing to see someone on the show who's still got kids in the home. You know, like, we followed these women for a really long time. Not necessarily Garcelle. Garcelle is newer to the show, but a lot of these women we followed for a long time, and a lot of them, you know, their children are going on and moving on to new things, going to university and stuff. And so, yeah. But all in all, I thought it was a very good show. Kyle, Dorit, do not let your marriage become a storyline. And if y'all get divorced, I'm telling you, you will regret it. Like, I cannot sit here and say that with 100% certainty, because I don't see what goes on behind closed doors. But having followed this show for long enough, and I've mentioned this before, Kyle reminds me so much of my best friend. You know, really sweet at heart, but issues with anxiety, issues with, you know, kind of needing a constant reassurance from the people around them, a sensitive soul. And Kyle had a very kind of domineering mother. She kind of had a domineering sister as well, and I think that plays into it. Don't lash out on Mo because of that, right? That's not his burden to carry. Resolve those issues with your mother, with your sister, on your own, and let your husband be there for you to address that. But I think ultimately it comes down to what we've always seen with Kyle from the very beginning, that she is a particular specimen, you know, that she's got some issues with anxiety and neuroses, and you know, with the wounds, the kind of wounds and pains that she carries around from issues with her mother and her sisters and things like that. And so I think that Mauricio has been one of her biggest advocates, and he will always be. You know, even if they get divorced, I think he still will be. But looking at how Vicki Gunvalson regretted that, looking at how so many women that I've seen who've gotten divorced at that point in their life, and also having already been in a very loving, Shakespearean, you know, really, really intense, deep relationship, you know, and it gets to the point where they're not spending time together, they're not connecting. I think that honestly there's usually a lot of regret there, and it seems like people after the divorce spiral, and they kind of try to figure out where they are, who they are. Now, that's not to excuse abuse or infidelity or anything like that, but I've never seen that from Mauricio. All I've seen is accusations. So what I'm just saying is, like, I believe in the institution of marriage, and I believe in true love. And you look at freaking Kyle and Mauricio, and it's like, that's true love. Like, that's it, you know? So, I don't know. I see the same thing with Dorit and PK. Maybe I'm just on the side of the lovers. Maybe I'm naive. You can call me whatever you want. But I don't want to see these people break up. I really don't, because I don't think that it's necessary. I think them doing some inner delving, discovering who they are. But yeah, don't let yourself be a storyline. If you need to, go ahead and Rinna own out. I mean, Rinna is, you say what you want about Rinna, but Rinna is a boss. She's a boss in the aspect of just, she's gonna do whatever she wants. And you kind of need to have that. You kind of need to have that to make it, not only in this world where everything is hyper shared through social media, but especially in that Hollywood lifestyle where everything is hyper shared. You know, you kind of need that sort of self-preservation. Even look at the Kardashians. I mean, the Kardashians, yes, they kind of have that Rinna thing going on. They do have that lifestyle where they put everything out there, but they also have that self-preservation where they're not going to care what anybody thinks. And you got to kind of have that a little bit. PK, Dorit, Kyle, Mauricio. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. I need to go blow my sniffly nose. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you're new to this channel, please hit the like, subscribe button, hit the bell so you know whenever I post a video. We talk about all types of stuff on here. We talk about pop culture, news. I also have another channel coming soon where it will be specifically focused on marketing. I know a lot of you guys know that I do marketing and creative advertising for a living. I've worked for big companies like PlayStation and eBay and YouTube and Taco Bell, but I love, one of my biggest passions is bringing that same stuff that people pay a lot of money to do to the people who don't have as much money but have as much passion and vision. I love doing that. I love doing that for individual artists and small businesses, you know, restaurants, whatever it might be, a clothing line, up and coming clothing line, a musical artist. I love taking projects like that. So that channel will be mostly focused on helping people unlock it on their own, because yes, I can sit here and do things like Facebook ads and community managing your Instagram, your TikTok, or whatever it might be. I could create you business cards. I could create you a website. I can create you a campaign. I can create you a commercial for TV. We can do all of that, but most people don't realize that they can do it themselves. So I'm actually really excited about that channel. I will be keeping you guys updated on that one. You can also join me on Patreon, patreon.com/itstherealnajwa. You can also find me on Spotify now. You can donate to this channel through PayPal. You can donate through a super chat. Thanks. Give me a little thanks. Help us out, you know, help us continue to promote this platform and grow this community. And with that being said, I will see you guys next time. Much love. Bye.